Hey, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend. We got a great episode today. You've seen her in the Mighty Ducks films. You've seen her in Free Willy 2. You've seen her in Runaway Jury, which is one of my favorite John Cusack movies. And you've seen her in Queen of the Dam. You've also seen her in so many TV shows. So it's going to be great. We're going to talk to Marguerite Moreau right here via Zoom and enjoy. Take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review, and do all that jazz. And enjoy Reza Rifts with Marguerite Moreau. Coming up next.
From Hollywood, California, welcome to Reza Rifts with your host, Keith Reza.
Hi.
Hey, Marguerite, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. I can. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you so much for doing this. It's so good to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I've been trying to get you for a while. I feel like I've interviewed all the ducks besides you. So I'm like,
Oh, great.
this is gonna be great.
And indeed.
Yeah. So you're my fifth interview today. Just
All
been
right.
doing just been doing interviews all day. So if I get parched, I'm sorry.
Well, do
But
you have your drinks next to you? I have a water, a coffee, and a fake beer. So I'm ready.
you have a fake beer? I
Yeah,
want a fake beer.
yeah, I've like an athletic brew.
Oh, are those good?
They do the trick when you want to work out afterwards and not fall
Oh,
asleep.
oh, nice. No, I don't really. No, I don't. I don't have my own personal bar. Maybe I should like scope into that or
I
something.
mean, I think it's necessary for chatting.
Huh? What kind of coffee do you drink? Like what's your coffee?
Pete's Coffee in a Mocha Master. I think that's what those are called.
Yeah.
I was never a coffee person where I was like, I have to have a certain thing, but then we got this coffee maker, and now I can't wait to get home from like traveling so I can have my coffee from my coffee maker. It's makes
Yeah.
all the difference.
The cool thing about coffee makers now too is you could take them with you to travel. You know what I mean?
Okay, whoa. I That's too advanced for me. I used to pack a blender. I can't take the coffee machine. My husband will have a coronary.
Oh yeah, because your
Yeah.
husband drinks coffee too.
Yeah, it's a shared thing.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
was gonna
yeah.
say that's a fighting battle then.
Yeah, exactly. I need to do Ducks 4 so I can afford my own Mocha Master on the road.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of Ducks 4, everyone's talking that that might be a possibility. Is that just not really, or is that a possibility? Or
I mean, I think that anything is a possibility these days. It would be incredible and shocking and so much fun.
yeah, it would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Game Changer was great and all, but like I think Ducks 4 would be great with the original team now at a professional, you know, NHL level. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would like to see it.
That would be great.
With all our ailments now, like the trading on the bench, we'd be like, hey, pass the pot cream over here. I can't move. My knees hurt.
I wanted to ask you, like, was it hard, like, when you're a child actor and you get the part and then you grow into a part? Like, was it easier for you to grow into the character, or like was it just kind of like, I'm probably just gonna do one movie? Like, did you know there was gonna be sequels and stuff?
Oh no, I absolutely had no idea there was going to be sequels. And for me, I got that when I was 14. So the exact time when a girl becomes the most self-conscious. So probably my first movie was the least self-conscious. And then for the other two got more and more. But I think, yes, in general, getting to have a character for longer means you get to make them more specific and grow into them. But didn't work
Yeah.
out for me with Connie, no.
Oh my God, but Connie was great. She was my favorite duck.
Oh, I'm sure you say that to all of us, but thank you. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah. But no, I would just think like the skating, like not necessarily the acting, because I feel acting, you have to be talented to do it, but in a way, because like I do stand up, so I do some acting, and I'm
Hmm.
like the worst actor you're ever going to talk to. But
But the best
it's
stand up,
oh yeah. But
best.
so like I have a theory about acting that it's 85% of yourself, right?
Mhm.
And then it's 15% of what's on the page, and you have to find yourself to go into the page. Does that make sense? Where it's kind of like, so you're transitioning to that character, but really it's just yourself.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you have to the work is all the things that are different from you that the character has and work on that. You don't have to, I don't need to work on being enthusiastic. I'm naturally enthusiastic. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like being a excellent skater was definitely something I had to work at. I'm an enthusiastic sports player, but I don't have much raw athletic talent.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say. Like, did that frustrate you? Like, if you wanted to
Yeah.
get like a great skater, you just keep falling down. You're like, fuck, you know what I
Well,
mean?
the skating was okay because again, 14 girl, tons of balance.
Yeah.
But and so I really on the first one, I was the tallest and could skate around circles around them. But very quickly they developed talent for their actual joy of hitting the ball back and forth between, or it's not even a ball, it's a puck. I'm gonna burp.
It's a fuck.
Excuse me. That's the beer joining us.
Too
Excuse me.
much of that
Um,
crazy beer.
I know. No, but I think that like because I didn't really know how to just like hang out, and the boys would just like hit a hit a puck or hit a we would tape use the tape and make tape balls and just whack them all over the place. They just really enjoy doing that. Now I have a son and I'm like, oh yes, he has a ball, he is entertained for hours.
Yeah.
Whereas I was more like, do you want to sit and talk and chat about our feelings? And everyone was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
I got to go find an adult. I don't, or get a boyfriend quickly because then they'll want to talk about their feelings.
Right. Is it now, is your son at the age where like is he a young fellow where he can watch the ducks? Like does he know about
Mhm.
what you do and
He
stuff?
sure does. He gets
Oh,
it now. It's pretty fun.
yeah.
He's very proud of mom.
Oh, yeah. So like
Yeah.
when you watch it together, do you say, "Hey, son, this was 20 years ago," or something
I
like?
mean, he knows. He
Oh,
knows that
okay.
it was 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I always think like that'd be cool if I had like children and I show them like one of my bad movies because I do nothing but bad movies.
There's
And I'd
It
be like,
happens to all of us. We go in with high hopes. It's hard
yeah,
to make a movie.
I
Um,
don't.
yeah, I mean, like, I'm trying to think if he's seen any of my bad movies. No, it's not developmentally appropriate yet, but yeah, I think also too because he now likes sports. When I first showed him, he could care less about sports, and then one day he like picked up a football, and now he's a different person.
Yeah,
And so that's it's a nice thing to have to share with him, and he can be like, "Oh, mom, oh wow, you have like, oh, there's some cred I'm getting. Thank God, finally."
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I should probably take that back. I don't think anyone tries to make a bad movie. I think they all work
yeah.
really, really hard. But I feel movies kind of rely on the edit. Like if it lives or die on the editor. You know what I mean?
It totally, and it can get taken from the director, and the producers could want things, and then depending on who's paying for it, then that they're the producer, and it's just um, a vulnerable experience. You've got so many people trying to make one product.
Yeah. You mentioned producer, and I wanted to ask you this because I know you've produced some things,
Hmm.
and I feel like even though if people are in the industry or whatever, they use that title, but they don't really know what it is. So I was wondering, can you like kind of put more clarity on what a producer actually is?
I think you can be a producer in many ways to help make the movie get made. You can
Yeah.
lend your name. That's like, the a lot of ways that actors will do so to get the movie made, or if say if they're not paid a lot, maybe they then get a producer credit. So I've had that situation. Or if I've helped bring other people on board, that can yield that. Or I help to develop the story and push it through. And then there's the like on the ground producer pulling together all your departments and then overseeing it on set and making sure the whole thing comes together. Like the Papa Duck is what we always call the producer of Mighty Ducks, Jordan Kerner, because he lived and breathed the whole thing through all three of the films. And
Yeah.
without him, the tone wouldn't be what it was. The I don't want to say sentimental, but like this, there's a sweetheart, and then there's also like the very silly. And so that's the Mighty Ducks brand, I would say.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for clearing that because like I told a lady I was a producer once and it was a nice it was a nice night, and then the next day she saw me at Ralph's, and she's like, "I thought you were a producer." I was like, "Oh no, I do the produce."
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. And also producers can go get the produce.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
what I was
true.
saying. Yeah,
There was an executive producer I remember on one of my small indies that he was in a different genre altogether, but his wife was a director, and he was very accomplished artist in his own right in another medium. But like he was on set, I mean, he literally was doing everything, and then he was like, "Wow, so like acting is like a really public process where you like try to paint in front of people and you sometimes like what you do and sometimes don't and you fall down and you get up and you try again. I don't know if I could do that." And it was just such a perspective I had never heard before that I really appreciated while I watched this extremely accomplished gentleman also hustle on the other side, because I'd only seen producers kind of like more of a someone with a law degree who like
yeah,
is overseeing things in a less obvious way, just like literally they are trying to get the movie made in any way possible, like they are just holding it together. They're like the captain of the ship, also the
yeah,
director, I guess, too. That
yeah,
depends.
yeah. Depends.
Depends.
I wanted to ask you about like your audition strategy. Like, do you because when I was a young good-looking kid, I actually auditioned for the Mighty Ducks. I didn't want to tell you that, but
Oh, you should. That's awesome.
I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, you never
no,
know. You never. D4 is coming up.
yeah, yeah,
That's
but
hard though, isn't it?
it's
Like
hard.
there's
Yeah,
definitely movies that I was like, I don't want to see that. I think I
yeah.
auditioned for The Craft. I still haven't seen it because I'm like, oh, it looks so amazing. I can't handle it.
But I
Ladybugs, when it came out, I was like, oh,
oh, the soccer one. Yeah,
I know. I was
I
devastated. Oh, Troop Beverly
oh,
Hills. Although that's one of my favorites as a kid, but yeah, I
well,
get it. Yeah,
my
tell me.
so my question is like because auditioning when you're a kid, it's totally different as now as an adult, because now you're like, okay, I've done this for so long, I can do it. But as a kid, you don't really have a direction and stuff. So do you remember while you were growing through that, like how you nailed those, or like did you remember any like anxiety when you were getting auditions and stuff?
Oh, I always had anxiety. I just now have less. Because
Yeah.
there's the thing where you're just living your life, and then all of a sudden an audition comes in, and you're like, wait, what? Now I'm doing what? And I'm going where? And I have to drive where? And I have to do all this work after school? I thought I was just going home. Like, okay. And then, you get into it. It's like anything, the idea of effort. I'm talking a lot with my son. It's like perceived amount of work is almost something you have to get through more than the work itself, which is actually fun when you're doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that was a lot. Sometimes my mom would have to be like, we drove all the way up here. I'd be like, right, right, right. Of course. Do you know your lines? I don't know. But I think when I got in there, you kind of get settled by the time you go in, and then sometimes I was so shocked afterwards, and then other times you just sort of know that it just all kind of fits together. And now I just think that everything fits because I fall in love with every part. It's like part of the job of the audition is to fall in love with it, understand the story, fall in love with the character, fight for their needs, and then they're like, "Yeah, we're going another way." And I'm like, "But there's blood, sweat, and tears. I know this movie is going to go straight to video." It's like, that's an old term, but you know what I mean. And you don't get them all. Did you know that? You don't get them all?
Yeah, I mean, I always came up with the theory that you're going to get 100 no's before one yes, and unfortunately, I got like 1,000 no's. So I was just like, I don't think I'm getting a yes.
Uh,
So like,
I remember once after college, um, I was at a really hot, I was like one of the biggest agencies. And then my manager was like, "So you've gotten 40 calls and you haven't got anything." I was like, "Mm hmm." And he was like, "No, that's not good." And I'm like, "Oh, it's not? Oh, okay. Well, all right, let's make some changes." I just had no idea. I was used to just going after school. And while I knew I wanted to do it as an adult after going to college, I definitely took a longer time, like sort of making that emotional transition from being a kid and in this
yeah.
and an adult. Yeah.
So like my agent or ex-agent now, because he dropped me after I told this story, but
Not
he
because of the 200 auditions that you,
no
yeah,
no no,
okay.
but because like when I was a kid, I always wanted to be an actor, so I'd actually go on these auditions and stuff. But I have autism, so I was very nonverbal, and I had to go to speech therapy and all that stuff. So I wasn't the best auditioner, even though I could do it. Like
Hmm.
it takes me longer time to memorize scripts or understand words and stuff like that. So then I started doing stand-up comedy when I was like 16, and I just fell in love with stand-up comedy that I kind of fell out of love with acting. So then my agent's like, we gotta get you on the TV and stuff. And it's like, I don't really want to do that anymore. You know what I mean? So they kind of dropped me on that. But that's the business, I guess. So like I think you just gotta go with your heart, what you are good at, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, that led you to this. It's just that agent is not going to be the best for you. You got to find the one that help you book stages,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
book CSI or whatever. I don't know.
I know. Who wants to be on CSI, you know?
I don't know. I think so, you can get some fun characters.
Yeah, yeah. I I always wanted to be the guy on CSI who who like shows up for the first 30 seconds and then they die. You know what I mean? And they're like you could just say, "Ah, I did it."
I did that on Monk. It was super fun, actually. It was like one because it's such high drama in such a short period of time. It's like, it was just I remember the audition sites being so much fun, and not having a care of anything else because by the end of the scene you're totally dead, and it totally worked. I remember Tony Shalhoub coming up in the makeup trailer and being like, "Hello." I did very intense. It's so much eye contact. You're immediately like, "Oh, hello." He's like, "I saw your audition. I'm very excited you're with us. Welcome." I was like, "Ah, well, you're so welcome." And then I just remembered as I'm trying, I roll down a hill and then I have to keep my eyes open at the bottom of the hill, but I land. So you can't like jolt your eyes and blink. I just was like, Tony Shalhoub, can't let him down. Tony Shalhoub, keep your eyes open, pinned open, don't blink. I
Oh
mean,
my God.
use whatever you can.
Yeah, thank God that character died because if it survived, that would have been a hard character, right? Like you
Indeed.
probably would have broken your neck and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I mean, it would have just gone on and on and on.
I wanted to ask you because I don't know if you probably get asked this a lot, but you, what was it like working with Michael Tucker? Because I feel like he's one of the best character actors who doesn't really get a lot of what's that word? No, notoriety. Yeah, you know?
Mm-hmm. That notoriety.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
word. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if you can't say it, he's not getting it.
exactly.
No, because I was still young, I did not understand, although I was told a lot by my mother,
Yeah.
how incredible he was. And I didn't have any one-on-one scenes, but I just know that in the group scenes, I was always sort of like, who is this guy? Like, he was like doing all this fun stuff. And but also like it felt like his whole performance was from our point of view. So now when you watch the movie as an adult, I'm like, look at the choices this guy is making. I
Yeah.
couldn't understand how smart they were. uh so I wish I could check in with him. Like, he hasn't come to a reunion or anything for me to be like, oh, teach us everything. We were too busy like flirting with each other and playing hockey to be like sitting at his knee being like, tell us everything we need to know about this industry.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God. But yeah, don't you just wish you like kind of understood that like when you're filming these things because you could be like, "Oh my God, these people are so much like it's kind of like, you're working with legends to make you a legend." You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
I mean, I worked with Burt Reynolds and my grandmother, who sometimes had to come to set with me. She was just because Burt Reynolds was on set, and then there was a woman. I'm blanking on her name, Jane. I'll remember it in a minute.
Fonda.
Yeah, does that sound familiar? Jane, I'm gonna remember her name, but so we were on an episode of a show I did with Patty Duke, called Amazing Grace, and I remember him saying, "You remind me of Lena." Oh God, this is gonna be bad too. Maybe afternoons are hard for me with my fake beer. Um, Anyway, I didn't know to say, well, wait. What do you mean I look like so and so from Carousel? Leslie Caron. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I didn't know to like just be like, what have you learned? I didn't know he was the biggest action hero, comedy action hero of his time, and he had so much that he could impart, and probably would have. I mean, he would sit down and talk to us, but I just didn't know to ply him with questions.
Take notes. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of mentors in this business, so it was hard to sort of realize that would have been very helpful.
But the older you got, I'm sure you kind of realize, okay, now these are the people I'm working with. So you kind of,
Hmm.
I'm sure you have mentors now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget uh, Gene Hackman was phenomenal. I had like 6 weeks every day by his side for 8 hours a day. And it was, we were always together and we would go out to lunch together. We would, he wasn't a chatter, but he would answer any question. So I think we just got on really well. And I really appreciated his watching his work ethic, but also I guess that also the way he works as an actor, but also the way he treated everybody on set, whether they deserved it or not. It was real class act and how to be a grown up, which was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Runaway Jury was such a great film. Like,
I Thank you. I thought it was
yeah,
great too.
yeah. And like I have I like the ladies, but I have a huge
Mhm.
crush on John Cusack.
Oh, me too. Oh my God. I mean, I don't love the ladies. I mean, I like the ladies, but
Yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
so yeah, just being in that room with him because I think what he does is just so, because he's a movie star, but he's also an artist who doesn't want to be a movie star. Does that make sense?
absolutely. 100%. He, yeah, I didn't know how much of a love I had for John Cusack until the first day I was on set, and he kind of like was kind of far off. I was sort of getting set up in the frame. And then the minute that they moved away to change some lighting, he kind of sidled up and sat next to me. And I was excited, but like I didn't think anything of it until I turned and I looked into his face and I was like, oh, fuck. Lloyd Dobler. And he's like, hi, how are you? And the first thing out of my mouth was, you look just like my brother. And you could just see him be like, well, that's not what I was hoping for. Nice to meet you. And I was like,
Wow.
oops, I think I just totally offended him. There was no flirting involved. God, Marguerite, Jesus.
Oh, I think he was trying to
Yeah,
ah,
I
but
know.
in a way that's probably for the best because, if that didn't work that way, you might have married John Cusack and not your wonderful husband. So,
Exactly. And then I'd be living in Chicago or who knows. And,
yeah.
you know,
But so you can't beat yourself too much about that. You know what I mean?
thank you.
That's
And
yeah.
I love Chicago, but I am a California girl. So,
I'm California fella too.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, born and raised?
No, I was born in San Antonio, but
Hmm.
my family, my mother, we moved to Orange County when I was. Do you know where Orange County is? It's like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. I went to
yeah.
school in Newport Beach, high school anyway.
Oh, oh my
Yeah.
God, that's right around the corner for me.
Where were you?
I'm in
Huntington.
Huntington Beach.
Are
Yeah,
you in Huntington Beach right now?
yeah,
Oh, sweet. That's so nice.
yeah.
Yeah, we live in West Newport, just like right over the bridge at the Santa Ana River jetty.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
But I've never really liked the beach as much as I've been in California. Like that wasn't my thing. You know what I mean?
Ah,
So
but
yeah.
you're still there.
Well, yeah, I think I'm here because I have to be with stand up, but because it's not too far from Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
And I think I think New York's great, but I think I'd shoot myself if I lived in New York. You know what I mean?
It's a very different place. It's a
Yeah.
very, yeah, wonderful to visit. I need a lot of money to live there.
Exactly. And I feel like everyone there is snobby and it's like,
Oh no, I know they're not snobby.
you don't think so? Oh my God.
No, I think there's lots of people in New York who are not. I think that you could cross that off your list. I would think not seeing enough of the sky would be a reason, or the smell of garbage. Sorry, New
Yeah.
York, but it's intense.
Yeah. Truth hurts. like I want to talk about Free Willy 2, for example,
Oh,
because right, because that was the sequel to the best whale movie of all time, you know?
well movie. Oh, whale movie. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. I really wanted that one, but I was in the final callback with the lovely girl who got it, the lead role, and I'm so glad she got it because it's a Native American role, and I am not Native American, and that would have not aged well. And it was very nice of them to give me a small part and to go up to, I think they shot in the Astoria, outside of Astoria in the like San Juan Islands. And
Yeah.
I just remember that trip with my mom being one of the most magical trips. And it was the first time well, that's not true. That was the second time I got something like a consolation prize for not getting the lead. But, um, but yeah, that was sort of the story behind that. I think they really wanted to see me cry. And I'm like, it's like a high pressure thing to do
Yeah.
as a kid. And I couldn't do that, but it worked in my favor, I think, in the long run.
I don't think I could even cry now as an adult. Like I feel like you got like I
Yeah, but
feel like
as that's
oh,
okay. You can ask for a tear stick or just drop a bunch of water in your eyes right before you shoot. Like it shouldn't, if it's a technical thing where they literally want to see it, that's cinematic and that's creating an image and you can still have a truthful performance. But back then I didn't know that. I was like, I couldn't do it. I'm not worthy, and I was like, oh, honey, it's okay.
yeah, I mean, they say you should think of like real moments that happen that bring up sadness, but like my mind is just, and I don't know if it's the comedian in me. So like whenever I think of sadness stuff, like for example, I'll give you an example. My uncle, he unfortunately took his own life. He drowned himself in the bathtub. So like I try and think of that moment, but then I just think about his note, and his note just says, "Hey guys, I was thirsty." And
That's
so
not the right moment for you, sir. That is not the
exactly.
right moment.
So so it
Yeah.
helps me laugh, but
Yeah. And that's
I
your
don't know.
natural tendency. So I don't know if that's the best way for you to go about that anyway. I say, let's go to Namie's and get you a tear stick. Remove the pressure so you can just continue being creative. That's result oriented acting anyway. If,
Yeah.
what do they say? Actors are the only people that try to cry and everyone else is just like desperately trying not to cry all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But I told you I was the worst actor in the world. So like I couldn't
I
do
am
it
not
anyway.
subscribing to this line of questioning. It's I can't. You can go on with your bad self, but I will not have a giggle at, yeah, at the self-deprecating nature of your
Yeah,
of your ways.
you gotta have giggles. Uh,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you about D3 because it's so weird because like Emilio Estevez was only in it for like 5 minutes. So I wanted to know like how is that chemistry changing? Because like the first two, you're with this fella for a long time, and then the third one you only have like one scene, and it changes the whole dynamic of the franchise.
It really was a bummer.
Oh,
We were
really?
so bummed. I mean, we understood. We never, of course, we understood how these things go. We were kids and
I think I lost you.
still frozen.
Oh, I'm unfrozen.
Yes,
Can
you
you?
are. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
great.
okay. Okay.
So I was going to say, yes, we were super bummed to not have Emilio. And kind of, I think I was probably a little scared. Like, what does that mean? But then we met Jeffrey Nordling. And so he was fantastic. So it was sort of like not, well, we have one, at least this is how I remember it. Who knows how I thought about it then? I probably wasn't even thinking about him. I was about to
Yeah.
go to college. I was in my last year of high school. I mean, we were up our own asses and around the corner. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and then like it's also cool about the Mighty Ducks, because like this franchise kind of gives you like you could go to Comic Cons and stuff where like, it's pop culture and so like you could always like even if you're not working, you could just go to a Comic Con and work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's sports too. So that's fun. We just did an event with the Sandlot. And that was a super fun crossover kind of experience, to meet all those guys who've had a similar experience where some of them still act, some of them don't. They are in this amazing movie. And, when I was younger, going to Comic Cons, and it was a little considered a little different than it is now, both by the people who go to them, but they weren't as popular either. I mean, they weren't as popular, like they were more niche, and then also actors didn't really go to them as you understood. That was like not an okay thing. Whereas now it's like, hell yeah, let's go meet the people who love the things we make in a soundstage, which is so great. Because like I said, it's like you make the movie, but all the crew, instead of watching like you're on a stage, are actively trying to not look at you and not react, to not fuck up the take. And then what happens is you're like, done. And then they're like, great, moving on. And you're like, that was good. And everyone's like, oh, actors are so needy. I mean, like, yes, I guess on one end of the spectrum, but also it is a certain sort of performance that you then afterwards are like, okay, do I feel good about that? Great, then I can move on. But you got to be really stoked on what you did to like,
Yeah.
it's just a different, beast. It's nice to meet people, is what I'm saying.
No, definitely. I wanted to ask you, when you sign autographs, like, someone gets your picture or whatever,
Hmm.
do you have like a few sayings in your mind, like, okay, I'm gonna say this, like, like best wishes or something like that? Like, what do you?
Love always.
I love always. All right.
No, no, of course I do a quack quack.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'll do, I think for Queen of the Dam, sometimes I'm like, love bites or something, and I make some teeth or something.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, or I do a quote if they have a quote from the film that they love,
Yeah. Oh man, I got
mix it up.
I gotta do more movies, man, because the only one I do is don't do crack.
Did you just do this whole question to set me up for that? Or to set yourself up for that, young
Well,
man?
no,
Okay,
I'm
let's do
just
another
saying.
one.
I'm just saying, like, I just think that that's the best
That's
signature.
the best line you've had?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's, because
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a bit worse if I said you should do crack, right? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that would be worse. I agree.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
I would have no career.
And a lot of other people wouldn't either. So I'm glad that you're using the brain God gave you.
Oh, thank you.
Hmm.
Uh, I wanted to ask you on this because, like, you've also done some TV stuff and then movies, but there was a time, where that was very, very taboo. Like, if you were a movie star, you could only be a movie star. You couldn't be a TV star. If you're a TV star, you couldn't be a movie star. But now it seems like it's accepted.
Hmm. What's the question?
Oh, I was like, did you ever?
Do I want to speak on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I can speak on that, certainly. I was caught right in the middle of that shitstorm. Unfortunately, I was persuaded away from doing movies. Like, I remember I had this great acting coach when I was still in college named Tom Todoroff, and I had so much fun in his class. And he was producing a movie with a friend of his. And I remember my, fancy manager at the time was like, no, 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 no. You are going to just be in movies, but, not this one. Okay, this is sort of different. So this is like even like the kind of movies that you do. And I was like, but it's going to be a great performance because I'm being coached by someone I trust so much, and I'm an adult now, and they dissuaded me from doing it. And then Christina Ricci did it, and I was like, with Timothy Oliphant, and I was like, see, this is what I told you. It was like so hard to stand up to the older representatives because I still saw them in a more of a parental role rather than my equals that I was working with. And so
Right.
that also was like, we don't do TV. And then we had to be like, no, but we want to do the WB. She's like a perfect age for it. And we've got this cool pilot of the, Tarzan. And, I remember like, I believe like some huge female producer calling and being like, do you want to play Jane? I'd really like you to do this. And I remember going, no, no, I'm gonna just do movies.
Yeah.
And I regret not working with her. And I remember somebody being like, holy shit, she called you personally. Fuck, she probably was not happy about that, having to call a 21-year-old to try to talk him into it. But it
Right.
was so ingrained in the sort of point of view of the time of like, you only do these sorts of movies, but if you do these, then they're going to think, oh, you can't do the big ones. And then same with television.
Yeah, you said something that like was very I feel a lot of people need to know is like, your team, your management team, publicist team, or stuff like that. You said you felt they were parenting you and not equaling. You know what I mean? I feel like that's something you probably learn the longer you do it and the more projects you do that. Because at the end of the day, you are actually their boss. And the fact that they were translating it to like, no, 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 we can't. It kind of must have really, excuse my language, but mind fucked you. You know what I mean?
No problem with the language, as you can see. I
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
those words to be honest about how I feel. I definitely have to say that I have to take a lot of responsibility for that, even though I was a kid, because because I was still a kid, I thought of them that way, even if they were just being passionate and I thought they were telling me, this is what you have to do. I remember going once to a meeting. I didn't know what generals were. And I didn't know, go in and talk about like all the roles you've always wanted to play. Like they'll, because what if they have a project that's Romeo and Juliet for, like I said, like the WB or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we would talk about tea or whatever, because I didn't know what I was being given, this wonderful moment. But then I remember once, like, I was in this, like, what I felt like I looked so cool in this, like, little spaghetti strap tank top that was so old, and these jammer shorts. I was like with my flip flops because I'm from Newport, my tan, and my hot boyfriend driving me up in my truck. And she took one look at me and was like, "Get in my car," and drove me to some store and made me buy and bought me this outfit I would never wear. And I remember
Yeah.
being so uncomfortable just sitting in this office in this outfit that she's like, "You're going to meet this person. You have to look professional," and da da da. And I just think at that age, he would have at least seen my personality even and been like, okay, we have to spit shine her a little bit, that'll be easy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to say, no, this is who I am and I won't be myself. And the point of this is, it's very hard for my personality, at least as a little kid, to be like, to stick with my own instinct because I was so young and I was just used to adults being smarter than I am. Now I know that just how old you are doesn't mean you're smart.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That was hard learned for me. I was so earnest that I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And people are like, "No, that doesn't." I remember a producer, a producer on Queen of the Damned. I said to him, I was like, "But I just thought, you know, the older, the better person you become, the better actor you are." And he was
yeah.
like, "No, honey, that is not true." I was crushed, just crushed. So it's
Now,
hard way to learn.
now we should talk about, being a better actor because I don't know if you believe this, but I believe that whenever someone says, "Oh, who's your favorite actor?" or whatever,
Hmm.
I feel like that's very subjective uh, answer because I feel like there is no better. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a skill that no matter how good you are, you could always get better.
I think that's totally true. And I also think that, your favorite actor may be in all your favorite movies, but might be doing the same thing in every movie. Or they might be someone who's a chameleon because you tend to value the fact that they can do many different roles. I think at certain parts of your life, you're going to be like, no one can touch this person. And, it's like saying, what's your favorite movie? It's like, good Lord.
Yeah, it's like
Goodness.
we all know it's the Mighty Ducks.
Exactly. We don't need to talk about that anymore. It's been answered. I'm painting my nails now. Sorry.
Oh, what color are you painting them for the folks at home?
Just clear, just clear.
Oh, clear.
Just a clear coat to protect them.
Uh. I was gonna say Halloween's around the corner. You should do like a orange clear,
Okay, good to know.
right?
I did
Like,
just take a purple black off, so
oh, okay.
or orange is the the next
Yeah,
thing to go. I love
yeah.
it.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I wish I had long fingernails so I could paint my nails.
I mean, I wish I had long fingernails too.
Oh,
I don't think the length has anything to do with the paint.
oh, okay.
Go for it.
sometimes I wish I had paint so I could paint my nails.
There
That's
you go.
all right.
There
Excellent.
you go. When we do Mighty Ducks 4, I'll send you some paints and we can paint our nails together while we chat about
Oh,
how it was to work on Mighty Ducks 4 together.
that would be great. That would
Yeah.
be great.
All
Yeah.
right. It's a day.
Mighty Ducks 4 though, I don't want a lot of like screen time. I just want to say my one line and then
I don't
kind of
do coke. And then,
yeah,
yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Um, so I have three more questions because I want to respect your time, but these are kind of goofy questions. So, they're not about the business. They're more about you. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Okay. So I wanted to ask you if you were Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavor, right? And you could have whatever kind of ice cream you want, what would you call yourself and what kind of ice cream would it be?
Oh my goodness. I feel like a tremendous pressure to be clever when that's just not my strongest suit. So I guess we'll have a vanilla base layer. And then there will be sprinkles in there, probably rainbow sprinkles, and probably something like, oh God, like, I'm trying to think, what's the word? I'm trying to think of just what I like in ice cream.
Well, that's all it matters. It's what you like.
I
Yeah.
know I'd probably have some caramel peanut butter chocolate swirls in there as well. So it would be rich and sweet, would be, but you should name it. I don't know.
You want me to name it?
I don't know. What do we call it? This is when I
Uh,
need my husband. He's perfect for this.
um, I would call it's vanilla, rich and sweet. So it has to have like a vanilla name, right? Like
Or classic. Vanilla can also be classic. You could do, um,
well,
but then
let's
it's got a little like with the sprinkles, that's kind of trashy, but for fun and kind of
yeah.
like light. But then you've got the chocolate and the swirls, which is like she means business.
We should name it after one of your Christmas movies, right? Because
I only have one,
oh,
so.
so the Christmas, right? So
Mhm.
so Christmas ducks or right?
Sparkle Christmas.
Sparkle Christmas.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
a limited edition, right?
Limited edition comes out in July for the people who want Christmas in July. Sparkle Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
See? Oh my gosh. And then my second question is if you could go into a time machine and talk to a younger version of yourself, knowing everything you know now, what would you tell yourself?
Um, don't believe in the imposter syndrome.
Oh,
I think I got so much of what I wanted so quickly, I scared the shit out of me. And
really?
so I really pulled back. Yeah, it was too much. I didn't have the composure to or the self-awareness yet to handle it.
So for the folks at home, what is the imposter syndrome? Like, did you think you
Uh,
just weren't good enough, or like?
yeah. I think that I assumed other people knew more than I did, and that I didn't deserve to be there. And if they found out, even though I was going to acting classes, I was reading the books, I was watching the movies. I love to act, I love to dress, the whole thing. But I didn't allow myself the idea. I didn't know how to learn, if that makes sense. Like I
Yeah,
thought you just already had to know, and then you start.
yeah,
And then I've had to, strip away and be like, what the hell's going on? Oh, I see. Yeah. So I would say, no, everybody feels that way. Everybody's making it up the whole way through.
yeah.
I
All right.
mean, they know, but I mean, like, everybody has to learn it.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
You can't
And
just,
no, that's a great answer. And then my last question for you, this is going to throw you for a loop, and I
more than the
apologize.
ice cream question. Great.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Everyone likes that question. I apologize. So,
No, I'm just giving you shit because it makes me sweat.
oh, okay. So, I was watching this documentary the other day, and it was about like the pyramids and stuff, and like Stonehenge, and like how we really don't know how these things were actually made. And I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, how do you think they were made?
Which one, the pyramids or the Stonehenge?
Whatever. Like
Any,
what? Any of these world wonders.
oh, well, what are the other ones? Because I think we know how the pyramids were made, like
Yeah.
slaves.
Yeah. Right.
So maybe everything was made by slaves until we stopped doing that? That's what I
Uh,
would say. I don't want to end this on a very negative note, but we're really evolving from just primitive creatures, and that's why we like to watch ourselves on the big screen and in
right.
stories because it makes us get things and understand things and laugh at ourselves and you know, that's
Well,
everything.
I have a great theory about how these were made. Would you like to hear it?
Okay, here we
Uh,
go. Yep,
okay.
I'm ready. Here,
Okay. So in the future from now, like 5,000 years from now, human species come up with this thing called time machines, right? I don't know why I did it like Dr. Evil. But they have these time machines, right? And I feel like they traveled back in the past and they built all this stuff and they went back into the future and they're like looking at us laughing because we don't know how the fuck they did it.
yeah, I think that fucking with us would be a total joy from the people in
Yeah.
the future. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think and I hope that all the current environment right now is exactly what's happening
All right.
because
Well,
then
thank you.
they can come and fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. Where can the folks at home follow and support you? Instagram, Facebook, a Cameo,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Marguerite Moreau and also Cameo. Absolutely. Come say hi. I'd love to.
All right. All right, Marguerite. I really appreciate this. It was an honor to actually talk to you and stuff. And, thank you so much for saying yes.
Of course. Thanks for reaching out. I've enjoyed listening to your podcast, getting ready for this.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you later. And, when Ducks 4 comes out, I'll be that guy who doesn't do crack.
I love it. I love it. Hashtag that guy.
All right, guys, that was the episode. Subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you guys next week on Reza Rifts.